Then our mission is to provide a friendly and inspiring learning environment where every member can develop their communication and leadership skills to become professionally competent and then globally relevant. And we have our core values that we call ARISE: accountability, respect, integrity, service, and excellence. We meet normally second and fourth Sundays of every month. Membership is by admission, but attendance of our meeting is open and free to everyone. Today, I want to welcome you, and then I want to appreciate you for making our time to be a part of this meeting. As the pastor of the day, who is going to be the MC, my responsibility is to introduce every segment of this meeting. We have the prepared speech segment, we have the table topic segment, we have the keynote segment, and we have the evaluation segment. When every speaker has concluded their speech, our timer will give a report. Then also we will request a ballot for us to vote. But now, because we are using Zoom, we can do a poll and everyone can actually vote. And then we project the result of that vote. And also, I'll be doubling as a general evaluator. I'll be looking at everything right from the start to the end of the meeting, how we have felt in the meeting. I'll take notes of what happened and what did not happen. I will evaluate each participant and the level of the energy, the enthusiasm, the delivery, and I'll observe everything and then the way we have all performed our duties. Thank you so much for this wonderful opportunity to serve you. And now I will not be doing this alone. I'll have people that will work with me. I mentioned the timer earlier on, but the first person I'm going to call will be that grammarian that will give us the word for the day and then tell us what our role will be. At some point in time, she will come up to give us a grammarian's report. So I hand over control to the one and only PS Kemi Ashaolu to the virtual lectern to tell us about the role of a grammarian. Thank you. Over to PS Kemi Ashaolu.
Good day, everyone. Can you hear me?
Good day.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thank you. As a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will also take note of any improper language as well as any outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. It is also my duty as a grammarian to introduce the word for the day. For today's meeting, the word is adroit. Can we all pronounce it?
Adroit.
Adroit. Adroit.
Adroit.
Adroit.
An adjective which means clever or skillful. So an example is he had an adroit tongue. It was the adroit way to solve the problem. So PLC meetings aims to show a person how to become adroit at speaking. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word for the day, adroit. Then I'll be talking about our counter role. The purpose of the R counter is to note words and sounds that are used as a clutch or pause filler by anyone who speaks. During the meeting, I'll listen for overused words, including well, but, so, and, you know. I'll also listen for filler sounds, including I'll also note when a speaker repeats a word or phrase, such as I, or this means, you know. So at the end of the meeting also, I will report the number of times that each speaker used these expressions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, our wonderful grammarian, for that wonderful day, for that wonderful word, adroit. Thank you so much. We are all encouraged to use the word for the day in our interaction, in our speech. So intermittently, I'm sure she will be dropping it in the chat so that we can all see the word for the day. Thank you so much for giving us that wonderful report. Let me hand over control and invite onto the virtual lectern the timer for the day, the timekeeper. Is no other person than someone that is not a terrorist. PS Ijanu Oluwa. Okwade, who is never a terrorist. Welcome to Virtual Lecture and tell us your role, ma.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, we can hear you. Good evening.
Okay, thank you so much.
Good evening.
My fellow address Pacesetters.
Good
My
evening,
role.
Mama.
Thank you. My role as a Pacesetter, as a timer, is to time everybody during the prepared speeches and during the table topics. And what I'm just going to do shortly, I will tell you, if you are doing your table topics, then you have 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I am going to raise a green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will raise a yellow card. Then on 2 minute dot, you have your red card. Then for the prepared speeches, you have 5 to 6 minutes. At 5 minutes, I will raise my green card. That means they are doing well, you're on point. At 5 minutes, 30 seconds, you have to start preparing to round up your address speech. Then at 6 minutes and dots, you have your red card. So I know we have always been on time, and I will want us to be on point today too. Do my job. Thank you very much, my fellow address presenters.
Wow, thank you so much. Our very energetic, adroit Pacesetter Iyanoluwa for that wonderful delivery of your role. Thank you so much for letting us know the time that we require for a prepared speech, the time that we require for,
Yes,
for the table topics, and the time that we require for delivering our evaluation. Thank you so much. We so much appreciate you, and we look forward to a wonderful session with you. So now, with introducing, I've already introduced all our role players for the day. The theme for today's meeting is be the best. So intermittently, I'll be chipping in some of the things that we can do to become the best. You know, being the best actually starts with the way you think. I found a long time ago that mediocrity is self-inflicted, genius is self-bestowed. If you are going to be the best, it will start from the way that you think. You need to start thinking like the best. You need to listen to what the best people, how they speak and what they say. You need to read the books that is written by the best people. In short, you need to model the best people if you want to be the best. Because the greatest gift you can receive from a best person or from an icon or from a global champion is not the money, it's the way that the person thinks. So, and that's why we need to all take that into cognizance, that thinking is very pivotal to becoming the best in life. I always say every time, you cannot think the best and become the worst. You cannot think rich and be poor. Your thinking is what manifests in real life. So let's keep that on our left hand and ensure we don't hit with that. So our thinking is very pivotal for us to becoming the best in life. And now we want to go into a wonderful session where we have two wonderful guys that are prepared to deliver to us a well-prepared speech, logically sound. The first speaker, who is no other person than PS Azan Sonny. Let me invite the evaluator to read to us the project objective so that we can listen to the speaker. I will do a formal introduction of the speaker when our evaluator has read out the project objective. Fortunately, the speak objective of the two speakers is the same. So PS Yanu is here. PS Yanu, can you read to us? Do you have the objective, ma?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, do you have the objective of the speakers?
objectives. No, sir.
Oh, okay. Oh, that means you've not checked your emails since okay. I should have actually followed up. From this end, I'm going to read out the speak topic and introduce the speaker.
Yeah.
Our first speaker for today is PS Azan. PS Azan will be delivering a motivational speech on happiness, and the purpose of this speech is for him to learn and review the basic presentation method. A presentation that is well organized, that is well researched on any topic of choice, and he has chosen the topic of happiness. And the speech will be delivered within 5 to 7 minutes so that the timer can take note of that. The speech is between 5 to 7 minutes. PS Azan is an amazing fashionista. He's a great speaker. He's an emerging master of ceremony. He's a man that you need to look out for because he's going to rock the entire Lagos and the entire Africa. Let's listen in the next 5 to 7 minutes to a wonderful genius of the first order, PS Azan Sonny. We can give him a virtual applause as he comes up to the virtual lectern. Over to you, PS Azan.
Yeah, good evening, fellow Pacesetters.
Good
I believe you all
evening.
can hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good evening, loud and clear.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Once
We
my
can.
name
We
is Sonny
can.
Azan. Good. My name is Sonny Azan, and I had the privilege to deliver a speech on happiness. What do we all know about happiness? What does happiness mean to you? Is it something internal or something dependable on an external factor? So this evening will be made to understand what true happiness really is. One day, a man sent his son to go to learn about the secret of happiness. The boy traveled for 40 days and 40 nights all through the desert before he got to a mountain where this wise man lives. On getting to the mountain, surprisingly, our young boy, the hero, thought to see a saintly young wise man. But on getting there, he saw an orchestra playing small music. He saw different people having different conversations. It took him another 2 hours before he could see this young man. And by the time he saw the wise man, he explained to him why he was there to ask about the secret of happiness. Surprisingly, the wise man said he doesn't have the luxury of time to explain what happiness truly means. This young boy insisted. Gave him a small task spoon, put 2 drops of oil in it, and told him to walk round his apartment and bring it back to the spot. Carefully, the boy took the spoon, walked round the apartment, and brought it back to him after walking round the castle. The wise man said, "Well done. But did you notice the beautiful field? Did you notice the beautiful ceiling I have up in my apartment?" Embarrassed, the boy said no, he didn't take note of it. And the man said, "You cannot trust a man if you do not know his house." He then gave him the spoon and told him to walk around again. The boy took the spoon, relieved, walked round, saw the beautiful floors in the man's house, saw the beautiful works of art in the wall, and saw the beautiful lights on the wall as well. And on his dining, he met different meals from all walks of life. By the time he got back to the wise man, guess what? The oil has spilled. And the man told him, "There is only one piece of advice I'm going to give you. For you to know the secret of true happiness, it is in living your life and exploring all what that marvels you in life without forgetting where you are coming from or where you are going to." Well, ladies and gentlemen, true happiness is a term that depicts optimistic mental states. And for many persons, happiness could mean harnessing wealth, getting Rolls Royce, building the largest castle in Nigeria, and all sorts. For others, it is in connecting with the Almighty, while for some other persons, it is having a good state of health and well-being. According to the World happiness reports. It is reported that the people of Finland and Denmark are the happiest people in life. They are such people that cherish their leaders and learn from them, and also enjoy the little things they have, no matter how little it may be. Contrary to what we've been made to believe, that material things are the things that gives us happiness. That's not true. True happiness is something that comes from within. True happiness is something that comes from within, from our hearts. A person may be wealthy and may or may not be happy, but a happy person is always wealthy. For you to be happy, not limiting yourself to material things, because when you limit yourself to material things, it becomes a hunt. Happiness becomes a pursuit. It becomes something that you look for over and over again. And when you get to the middle, it looks smooth, it looks good. But the state of discomfort that comes with this is when you are having an uneasy state and you feel like going to push through this discomfort till the end. Unfortunately, there is no end to such things. Thus, we can say that happiness is an internal factor. It can only be achieved by self-realization. Furthermore, contributing to something greater or helping another person does not neglect your personal happiness. Is there anyone that does not want personal happiness? No. Discovering your personal happiness does not mean you should not assist others or neglecting other people's happiness. Inherit a fortune. But if you want happiness for a lifetime, make sure to help someone else. And this is evident from Tony Sear, the CEO of Zappos.com, an adroit speaker, writer, and business maestro. In his book, Discovering Happiness, a path to profit, passion, and purpose, talks about the science of happiness, being to respect people's culture and also helping them in whatever way of their lives, in helping them create fun, being adventurous, being creative, and being creating an honest relationship with them. And this all makes the core values of this man's business. Surprisingly, he owns a shoe brand, but whenever his customers calls that they need a pizza at 11 p.m., he looks for them the nearest pizza location and makes them happy. And for the company as well, they've delivered happiness to themselves. Supporting people you love creates a positive environment where you can be your personal best. Beware of worldly desires which pollute happiness and desires that act on our emotion negatively, as they will bring short-term happiness. And happiness can also be literally defined into two terms. We have the short-term happiness and the long-term happiness. Just like we go into a stand-up comedy, you listen to a joke and you smile. That makes you happy for a short term. But the reward of an hard work is the opposite for a long-term happiness. Do an hard work, get the reward. For example, applying for Tole Elumelu grant, there is a lot of hard work in it. But after getting the 5,000 US dollars, your business becomes happy and you also become happy. Unlike you getting a phone that does not make you happy for long. Just like getting a phone or harnessing different wealth as well. Those things are short-term happiness. But by the time you make an hard work and invest in something that is eternal, that happens to you for a lifetime, that is long-term happiness truly is. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, to be happy, one must first understand the true definition of happiness. Otherwise, one would spend his whole lifetime in searching for happiness, just like the young boy in the story that was earlier said. Thus, to enjoy your life, you must be happy. A time you enjoy is not a wasted time. Sorry, a time you enjoy wasting is not a wasted time. Thank you. Okay.
Wow, what an ideal speech. Can we give him a virtual round of applause for that wonderful, well-delivered speech to time? Thank you so much, PS Azan Sunny, for that wonderful adroit speech.
Yeah,
Well
thank
delivered.
you.
We so much appreciate you. And you know, one funny thing is that this wonderful man delivered a speech, the title, almost the name of the next speaker. So our next speaker is going to be P.S. Happy Innocent. And the title of this first speech today is Happiness. So we can see we're filled with happiness. That is so wonderful and so great. So, timer, take notes. Let us all privately send P.S. Azan Sani a private message, a private evaluation, a private feedback on what he did well, what you will recommend that he can improve on, and then you hand it with what he has done so well. In Pacesetters, we like the sandwich approach of evaluation, where we commend, we recommend, and then we commend. So privately send to him in the next 1 minute. Send. So as we round off our 1 minute of feedback to the first speaker, let me give us another hint on how to become the best. You know, the first thing I mentioned is that for you to become the best, you need to become the best in your thinking. Then also, for you to be the best, you need to always give your best in every assignment and every task that is at hand. Someone even once said that you cannot have $1 million dream and have a 1,000-year work ethic. The best guys are very smart, but they are also very hardworking. So for you to be the best, you don't stop when you're tired. You only stop when you're done. For example, you are pursuing something, you are pursuing a goal. You don't give up along the line because you know the ultimate goal that is ahead of you. You press on until you get your goal. You don't give up because you are distracted or because you are pissed off. You only end that task until you have done doing what you want to do. So for you to be the best, you need to think like the best. You need to give your best every time, every day, and in every way. So thank you so much for that wonderful first speech. Now we're going to be listening to another powerful speech. The objective of this speech is just the same with the first speaker. So I will not be repeating the objective of the speech again. But I'll be introducing the second speaker, who happens to go by the name of the title of the first speech. Is no other person than well-renowned and popular as Daddy G of business. Is a business consultant, is a wonderful writer, is one of the most vibrant pacesetter in history. In 2016, when we started this pacesetter, this man showed his interest in joining pacesetter, and then he received more than 24 emails, but didn't show up for the first meeting until about July in 2017. But ever since 2017, this man has grown from limbs, he has grown in leaps and bounds. He has moved from being a lamb to a lion. He's award winning. He's a very vibrant speaker, and I'm not going to be surprised because he's going to give us just part of his wealth of experience in form of a speech that will last between 5 to 7 minutes. He's going to be speaking on friendship, and I hand over or I invite upstage to the virtual lectern no other person than PS Happy Innocent, popularly known as Happy Hour. Over to you, PS Happy Innocent.
Yes, so I'm super excited to be delivering this speech tonight. Once again, my name is PS Happy Innocent, and my topic today is going to be understanding friendship, understanding people, and how to navigate. I want to go straight. This is 2020 post-COVID-19 era, And this is the best time for us to plan, set our goals, which all of us have done. But what is more important is that how far you're going to go in life depends on the kind of friends you keep. But the problem is now some of us have to put them what we should say to them. So I'm going to be differentiating friends. I'll give you 3 categories of friends that we have. One are those that genuinely love us. One are those that genuinely love us. Please take note of it. 2 are those that love our vision, love our idea, and love our goal. They do not hate us, but they do not genuinely love us. However, they love our vision, idea, and goal. And number 3 are those who are not our friends, but they are close to being enemies. But when they want to defeat something, they can become your friends for a while to defeat a common goal. Maybe when I break it down, I'm going to explain. Let's go straight back to number 1. What do we call genuine love? Genuine love. See, I don't know how best to explain, but I'm going to say your friend is that person that stays around when nobody is going to stay with you. Your friend is that person that when you're going down, they are there with you. Your friend is that person who looks you in the eyes and tells you the truth if you are not doing things right. They are called genuine friends. They are very scarce. I tell you categorically that in the lifetime of a man, not have up to 10 genuine. Do not genuinely talk about genuine love. These are people that can put their life on the line for you. These are people that will go all out for you. These are people that in your time of need, they will show up and be there for you. So it's not enough for you to be looking for genuine friends. The question is, are you a genuine friend to someone? Do you genuinely love someone? Do you truly come through for friends when they are not there? People that genuinely love us will always come around. They will always give us the best of advice, regardless of if we like it or not. I go to the number 2. There are people that love our vision, idea, our goals. They do not hate us, but they love our visions more than us. And I'm going to say this categorically, that 85% of those that are our friends really are not our friends, but they are people that are in love with our vision or idea. They do not hate us. But what they do is that if, for example, the vision of maybe your brand, your organization is to make millionaires. If anything happens to you, the vision, as far as the vision is intact, they do not care about you anymore. Their goal is to see that vision becomes the enemy. What I'm saying is that you do not have to tell those that belong to these categories. They are just like your fans. When you are happening, when you are doing the best of the best, they stick around. But once you are going down and they can find someone else with that vision. So what I'm saying is that these set of persons are also useful, but be careful what you tell them. And the last set of people that I don't want to call our enemies are those that when you have common goals, they come around to defeat the goal, but they are still your enemy. I'm going to make a very good example. If you look at when Jesus was crucified, Barabbas was already condemned. He was in prison already. But because the people, they wanted to crucify Jesus at all costs, they unanimously agreed that Barnabas is their friend. And what did they say? They say, release Barnabas. We want Jesus crucified. They are not good friends with Barnabas. In fact, Barnabas has done more evil than good to them. At this point, common goal. And it happens everywhere. You see 2 people who do not agree, but because you even know that someone does not like you, but because you don't know that that person has seen that he wants to achieve a goal and you are going to be instrumental, that person starts coming closer to you. Because of that, you think you have found true love from that person. You think you have found true friendship. Then you begin to spill out things that you are not supposed to spill out. Once that goal is achieved, the person is gone. Then you begin to wonder, I thought we were close. I thought this person wanted the best for me. No, that was not what the person wanted. The person just needed you at a point in time to achieve a particular goal. And once they achieve it, they return back to that setting. Why am I saying understanding people, understanding friends, and know how to navigate? You see, these three categories of friendship, you need to understand it earlier enough in life so you know the kind of information you give out to this set of persons. So you understand that when someone is your friend, the person has access to a level of information. When someone only loves your vision, your idea, the person has a level of information, access to a level of information that are personal. You don't give out all your personal information. And when someone is coming close to achieve a goal, you should, you see, I want us to begin to employ our instincts. Our instinct is going to help us to understand those that are truly our friends, those that are just coming in to achieve a goal, and those that are just following our visions. They are not our enemies. Nobody's our enemies. But understanding friendship will help you categorize them so you know the kind of personal information you are going to give out to this set of friendship so that it can help you grow faster in life. And you as well. I'm enjoying you today. Please love someone genuinely. Show up for your friends. The people you call your friends, can they say that, yes, this guy shows up for me regardless? Thank you very much. My name is Happy Innocent. God bless us. I'm done.
Wow. Thank you so much for this wonderful speech. Our very vibrant
Happy.
PS happy hour. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, can we take 1 minute to provide a customized feedback to PS Happy on the wonderful speech he has delivered? Let us remember to use commend, recommend, and commend approach to give him the private feedback. PS Azan, can I confirm that you got a feedback from the audience the first time? Did people send you
Yes, I
personal
did.
feedback? Excellent. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, I did.
So
From a
timer,
number
please
of
take note.
persons.
1 minute. Let us give feedback to PS Happy Innocent. Great. So as you give feedback to PS Happy Innocent, I'm going to launch a poll for us to vote for the better prepared speech today. So on your device, you will see the opportunity for you to actually vote. Okay. So now you are viewing the question. Vote for your preferred better prepared speaker today. Okay. Only 3 persons have voted. We have 14 here. Only 3 persons have voted yet. I can see on my back
Host
end.
and panelists cannot vote.
Okay,
So
co-host.
some of us are co-hosts who can vote.
Okay, let me withdraw your co-host permission for so that you can vote. Let me withdraw co-host permission for, but I will give you back. Just trust that I will give you back. So all the people that are co-hosts have withdrawn the co-host permission. After you have voted, let me know so that I can make you back the co-host. Thank you so much.
Please, can you put up the poll again?
Oh, okay. You can't see it. You can't find it. I have 5 people alone that has voted.
I've seen it now.
Okay, great. Thank you. 6 persons have voted. I'm going to wait for us to all vote. So 7 persons have voted. Yeah. 7 persons have voted. I'm waiting for us to vote. Look for a prompt on your device and then place your vote. 7 has voted. When we reach a threshold of no return, I can end the poll. 8 persons have voted. Let me see. The remaining, okay. I'm waiting for 1 more person to vote and then I can end the poll. Okay. Great. Okay, somebody drop off. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I can end the poll. Thank you so much. All right. So we didn't start on time, but we were supposed to have a table topic segment. Our table topics master is not here, although I have some questions, but we are going to be past the time, which we do not want that to happen. People are running on credits and on data, but we have our keynote speaker in the house, co-founder of Pacesetters Leadership Club, but I'm not going to be reading his profile offhand. He's a global renowned man, so once I put his name on Google, profile just start coming up and down. So, but before I read the profile, can I confirm that we have a wonderful Pacesetter Benga Oguns ready for his speech?
Yes, absolutely, sure.
Excellent, excellent, great. So I'm going to first read his profile. I have so many profiles in front of me.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you clearly. We can hear you clearly. Can you hear us too?
Okay, all right.
All right, great. We can hear you clearly.
Yes.
Great. So I have the single honor of introducing our keynote speaker today, who will be sharing with us a wonderful topic from his vast experience, how we can get more done with less. Lessons from his 2020 review, which has been widely read across the globe. And then we are waiting for, several billionaires have endorsed him. We are waiting for a major break from another millionaire who recently endorsed him. Olugbenga Ogunbowale is a communication expert, a social entrepreneur, an alumnus of the Leadership in Business Institute of Kellogg School of Management, USA. He has a certification in integrated marketing communications from High Business School in Spain and a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology from Obafemi Awolowo University. Benga Ogunbowale is a Mandela Washington Fellow, a Tony Elumelu Fellow, a Royal Commonwealth Society Fellow, a Yali Star Business, and a Yali Network Influencer. Olugbenga is the founder of the Africa's biggest orphanage outreach, the Orphan Empowerment Society, empowering thousands of orphans with free vocational skills, medical care, and food. He's also the co-founder of the communication and leadership organization, Pacesetters Leadership Club. And it's because of his foresight and insights that we're able to enjoy the kind of interaction that we're going to be having, or that we've been having tonight. He's highly sought after change agents with speaking engagements spanning 3 continents. Olugbenga has been featured in Voice of America, USAID, NTA, TVC, LTV, Radio Nigeria, Tribune, among others. I have the singular honor and pleasure to invite a global icon to share with us experience on how to do more with less in the next 15 minutes. Over to you, and we invite you to the virtual lectern. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. I want to be sure that everybody can hear me. Can you all hear me?
Clearly.
Yes, we can.
As if you're in a studio, we can hear you.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Okay, great. Okay, so I'm very excited to be with everybody tonight. I'm very excited, this virtual meeting, and this talk is for 2 categories of people: the people that have read my review, and maybe a few people that have not read my review. But I beg of you to read that review if you've not read it after this meeting, because essentially the things I'm going to be sharing are things from the review. And essentially, it's how to get more done in less time. So sometimes, people look at my schedule or they look at some of the things that I've done and they go like, how are you able to do all of this, right? And, I've been accused of being a robot, being a workaholic, but, oh, someone is saying, am I playing music? I am not playing any music. I hope you can hear me clearly, everybody.
Yeah, we can hear you clearly. We can hear you clearly.
All right, okay,
clear.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So I just want to share with you how you can get more done in less time. I want to use lessons from my 2020 review. And the very first tip that I have for you is that tracking is a superpower. Let me take that again. Number one, tracking is a superpower. Now, what I actually spend their money on or what they spend their time on, I have come to the conclusion that tracking is a superpower. If you must do more in less time, you need to continuously and constantly track and then optimize how you spend the two currencies of your life, which is time and money. Usually people say time is money, but those are the two currencies of your life, time and money. If you read my review, I broke down my expenses to the tiniest bits, same with my recollection of events. Peter Drucker said it best. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. So the very first thing you want to do is you want to start tracking things. In fact, right now, for you to know that I'm not joking about tracking, I bought a fitness tracker. I hope you can all see it, a fitness tracker. So this fitness tracker is produced by Xiaomi, made by 5. And what it does is that every single night I wear it, when I'm working, I wear it almost every time. And it tells me the number of hours I've slept. The tracker can actually tell me when I'm about to be stressed, even before I feel the stress. The tracker is crazy, right? So I can check my stress level, I can check my sleep level, I can check my exercise level. I'm essentially tracking these things, right? And so because I have all the numbers, I have all the data, I'm able to make better decisions. That's what happens when you track things. So yes, you cannot manage what you cannot measure. Thank you for reminding. So if you improve, to better at, you need to choose number 2. You have to see it to seize it. See, it's not enough for you to set goals. In fact, I'm not here to talk about I believe a lot of you have already set goals, the things you want to achieve for 2021, right? But it's not enough for you to set those goals. You have to visit them often. For me, that I was seeing more were actually the goals that I crossed more. Just because I was seeing them more, right? It was in my subconscious, and then I could get them done, right? So it's not to just you absolutely see them often. Please, I hope you can all hear me. I want to be sure that we're together. Okay, thank you. Now, you see, goals are not set and forget, right? The more often you see your goals, the more likely you actually seize your goals. It's the same thing with your daily or your okay. All right. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So it's the same thing with your daily or your weekly to-do list, right? If you do not check it daily or weekly, you will never get the most out of it. So you need to see to seize it. In fact, if you stay alone in a private apartment, or maybe you have a place where you stay where you can put your goals, it helps, right? If it's possible to just put it in strategic places, maybe even beside your bed or something, right? For me, it's on my laptop, so I know where I put those things. You need to be able to see those things every single day so that you're reminded of where you're going, right? Even though where you are right now might not look like where you're going, as long as you continue to see it, you are eventually going to seize it. It's just a matter of time. No matter how crazy those goals are, if you keep seeing them, you are most likely going to seize it, right? So, tracking is a superpower. Number 2, you have to see it to seize it, and that leads us to number 3, which is excuses never made anyone great. Let me take that again. Excuses never made anyone great. So I think the part of my review that caught a lot of people's attention was like was the health part where I talked about my health struggles, right? I mean, I had insane health struggles in 2020. If you read my review, you already know that I had 2 surgeries, barely 1 month apart, right? My right nose was almost blocked, right? And it's improved now. It's not like my health is perfect or something like that, but it's improved, right? But where I'm going is this. I suffered through most of the year in 2020, but I still got a lot done, right? How? I fired my excuses. So even when my health was at its lowest point, I simply told myself that I would rather live a short, meaningful life than live a long, meaningless life. Let me take that again. Even when my health was at its lowest point, right, when the pain was crazy, I just told myself that I would rather live a meaningful life than live a long, meaningless life, right? With the common excuses that people make. You don't have a degree, successful people drop out. And if you need that degree, go get it. Don't look for excuses. Go and get it. If you need to go and work somewhere for some months to raise the money, you need to crowdfund the money, fire your excuses. If you need that degree, go get it. Meanwhile, even without that degree, you can still succeed. Now, what about this common one? You don't have parents, right? So, Steve Jobs was an orphan too. So many orphans who have made it in this life. So the fact that you have friends is not an excuse. It is not an excuse. What if you finish with a class or pass? For instance, I finished with a 2.2. I finished with a 3.36, right? I mean, I go with 3.5, right? Tony Everybody finished with third class. Tony Everybody right now is a billionaire. So what exactly is your excuse, right? You need to stop the pity party and figure out those who are doing every day what you want to do someday. You need to fire excuses. Follow those people. Those are the people you essentially need to follow. Excuses never made anyone great. And this leads me to my final point. But let's just do a quick recap. Number one, tracking is a superpower. Number two, you have to see it to seize it. Number three, excuses never made anyone great. And number four, start treating time like money, which is the last point, right? Start treating time like money. You see, a lot of us just treat time like a limitless resource, right? So the way we gist for hours, press our phones for hours, and just wake up and sleep on social media is alarming, right? Some people in the middle of the night, they are still on WhatsApp status, still pressing their phones. You need to start scheduling meetings with your friends and family. See, no matter how close you are to me, you cannot visit me without an appointment. Even people I've dated will tell you that. That's how crazy I am. Even if you say you're my girlfriend, we are dating, I can assure you, you're coming to visit me, you visit me without an appointment, I'm a new problem. That is how crazy I am with appointments. I'm scheduling. You cannot visit me without an appointment, right? My neighbors, for instance, where I stay, they accuse me of never coming outside to gist with them. And it's simple. I am too busy making things happen to indulge in idle talk. Please call me. Please don't confuse activity with accomplishment. I know this talk is about getting more done in less time, but don't confuse activity with accomplishment. Don't just easy jumping up and down. Be strategic. Don't confuse motion with traction. Motion is just movement. Traction is actually getting things done, and it's based on your goals, things that you want to do, right? And finally, I want you to focus on crushing your goals. Focus on delivering incredible value, to your business, or if you work somewhere, to your organization, and most importantly, treat time like money so you can get more done in less time. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Wow, fantabulous. Fantabulous. That was such a great and impactful talk.
Fantastic session.
So that we should tracking is a superpower. We need to see to seize it. Excuses never made anyone great. And then we need to start treating time like we treat money. Thank you so much for that wonderful speech. Well delivered at the appropriate time that has been allotted to you. You are really a man of your word. You've actually done more with less. So, in fact, what he has done, he has helped us he has given us his notes. So if you are smart enough, you can actually copy the speech notes so that you can reflect over it, and then you can apply some of the principles to, oh, wow, thank you so much, PS. Okay, that's the speech note. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that. So everyone that has a device where you can copy, and I'm sure also you can help us drop it on the WhatsApp group for people that are members of the Pacesetters Leadership Club. Thank you so much. I know that on the agenda that we had initially planned to have a Q&A session, but we didn't start on time, so we're already taking a lot of time. We will not be having any Q&A session. What we'll be going straight now is to give ourselves evaluation of the different segments and then close so that we can prepare ourselves again for the next wonderful meeting. One of the things that will be an hallmark of our participation in online meeting is for us to participate and come on time so that we can get the full benefits of what we have packed for 1 hour. So let me call the timer, the grammarian, for the report on the usage of English and the usage of the word for the day. Our grammarian, are you ready to give us a succinct report of your activity on the use of word beautiful quotes in today's meeting? Over to you, and come over to the virtual lectern, PS Kemi Ashaolu.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you. There was indeed a great, let me say, an adroit usage of the word for the day. And I must confess, we had to have a round of applause. Though we don't. Speakers, evaluators, and role players use the word of the day at least 5 times. No, I'm sorry, 6 times. PS Yanu used the word for the day twice. PS Benga Shaolu 3 times. PS Sonia Azan just once. PS Happiness said, I think he forgot. So let me give the report for the her counter log. For PS Sonia Azan, he made use of the word twice. And he also made use of the word twice when he was trying to say discovering your personal happiness does not mean I think he was trying to press the system or something. Then he repeated true happiness is something that comes from within. So middle of a PS innocent speech, I could not grab some things. I think his network is not too good. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, a wonderful PS Kemi Ashaolu, for that. You know, the reason why we give feedback, you know, it's been said that feedback is the breakfast of champion. We're not trying to criticize, we're trying to give you feedback so that you can work on your delivery so that the next speech you deliver will be smoother than this and more impactful. Thank you so much for taking our time to pick those particular words or those particular things while we deliver a speech. That's such a wonderful and it's also developing the listening skill of that role player. So your ability to listen and then make an informed decision. Thank you so much. So can we invite upstage our timer? You know, one of the things is that tracking is superpower. So we need to track everything because time management is very important. So how did we do with our timing of the different segments? Toastmaster Iyanu, over to you. Welcome to the virtual LinkedIn.
Thank you so much, my adroit pacesetter. My fellow pacesetters, I'm glad to tell you that everybody managed their time very well. Just like we've been told by PS Benga Guns that time is life. You have to track your time so that you can know how to manage your life. Please, are we all hearing me, please?
Yes, so
yes, I'm hearing you.
Thank you so much. I had issues with my network at some point, so I only have track records of 3 people majorly, and they are PS Azan Sunny, PS Happy Hour, and PS Benga Oguns. For the speech, PS Azan spent 7 minutes and 2 seconds. That was fairly enough, a bit above 7 minutes.
I will need to do more exams to put on a great edge.
Then PS Happy Hour spent 4 minutes 20 seconds. That's the time I could track because I had to go on and off due to the network changing positions and all that. I'm not sure if I'm accurate. I would love those that were accurate and those that were online trials and had on each to confirm that for me, please. Thank you so much. I hand over to my fellow adroit presenter, Sam.
Yeah, thank you so much. I so much appreciate what you've done for us. I wouldn't know if you evaluated any of the speaker. Would you want to give your reports quickly of any of the speaker?
You mean me, sir?
Yes.
Yes, I noticed that everybody wanted to deliver and they delivered. Everybody wanted to deliver. At least this is our first virtual meeting and everybody delivered. Everybody had their body languages intact. Everybody had, in fact, even though there was no tools to use to, I think that we had players of who's using his own tools, but I could not see that at that point. I had minutes of it, but I had a bit of it. So everybody delivered. And the shortest speech, I really, really enjoyed that. That's from PS Happy Hour. It was short and it was bonza. Let me use that word again. It was short and bonza. PS Azantu shocked us with his speech, giving a story, and we always know that story sells. Just like we've been told by our PS Power, story sells. So he told story too and linked us into his speech. So I really enjoyed the adroit speeches. Thank you so much. Then PS Kemi, if she was able to track the words very well according to our network as it permits. And I enjoyed everybody commenting and giving us points. PS Chairman, the ones I could put down, I got them down. Meeting and get it. I'm done, sir.
Thank you so much for that wonderful. And I'm very sure that every one of us, we've actually taken notes of those feedback. Thank you so much for taking your time to listen to us and then to give us those feedback. I'm so much impressed by the quality of this first virtual meeting in 2021. So as a general evaluator and the Toastmaster of the day, I would love to actually, Pacesetters of the day, I would love to actually give us some specific feedback. Thank you for those speeches that you guys have delivered. I love the fact that PS Azan Sonny actually used story. Your story, your ability to tell story is so wonderful and so great. Thank you for backing up all your story with fact. You told us about Finland and Denmark using a fact that they are the happiest people on the surface of the earth. Thank you also for gesticulating well. I was able to follow the way you were trying to take me on that journey. Also, you used the word for the day while you were speaking. That's so great. Thank you also for referring us to a wonderful book written by the CEO of Zappos.com, Discovery Happiness. I'm still going to use Google to look for the full. Then you told us about a long-term and a short-term happiness, the kind of happiness we get from Pacesetter meeting, the kind of happiness we get from a comedy show. Thank you so much. You positioned your camera very well. You could have actually stood up. You used your body language so well. You were so happy and excited to deliver that speech. You were more like contagious. I love that. Thank you so much. P.S. Happy Innocent, the Daddy Geo of business, we didn't expect less from you. You did so well. You talked about the 3 types of love in friendship. Those who genuinely love us, and then telling us that 85% actually love your goal, your vision, and your idea. That is wonderful. And then the short-term friends. Thank you so much. I love the content, the richness of our speeches, and I'm very sure that a lot of people will be willing to deliver speech in our next virtual meeting. Some people actually want to wait to see how it will be done in a virtual environment. I'm happy that you can see that in a virtual environment, you can still make impact, you can still gain a lot. Thank you so much for that wonderful loaded speech by PS Benga Ogumbawale, who gave us nuggets and then the meeting notes. Those were powerful things that can help us to scale and to do well in 2021. I so much appreciate you. I'm not sure if I still have somebody that is joining us for the very first time. I know Francis is great. He's Chimerem. I know Francis is great. Is the Oye Keyadi, right? Am I right? Francis is great. Excellent.
Yes,
so,
yes, sir.
I know Justice Onwuka. Yeah, is a popular Toastmaster. Goodness, I know the Goodness is the Ogunwale. Okay, this Goodness Ogunwale. I'm not sure I know Goodness Ogunwale. Again, Goodness Ogunwale, are you a guest or you are a registered Pacesetter member? I want to quickly identify people that are joining us for the very first time. Okay, I suspect Goodness is not near the device. Okay. Okay, if you are a member of Pacesetter, I'm happy to. Okay, yeah. Goodness said you have attended the UI meeting before. Thank you so much. I so much appreciate you. You know what? Let me tell you something. Let me debunk something now before I round up the meeting. Some people have noted that as I say Toastmaster, I say Pacesetter. That is what happens. That is what happens to you when you belong to two powerful organizations. When we moved to Lagos, when we moved to Ibadan, we couldn't get a Toastmaster. We created a better version of Toastmaster in Pacesetter. When I moved to Abuja, while we were trying to set up things for Pacesetter, I joined Toastmaster. So that's why you see me. So I'm a registered member of Toastmaster. I'm also a registered member of Pacesetter. So apologies for today. Next time we are having a meeting, I will need to sit down and reset my brain to ensure that everything I'm saying is purely Pacesetter and not just mixing it together, Pacesetter or Toastmasters. With that, we're not going to take more of your time. We promise that. Every other conversation will continue on our WhatsApp group. And I know that a lot of things is happening on the WhatsApp. Some people are experiencing personal transformation and their life will not remain the same in 2020.
Yes.
If you are not part of our WhatsApp group, that means you are not a registered member. If you want to do that, you can actually private chat me to become a registered member so that you can be part of our WhatsApp group. In the WhatsApp group, I promise you, if you are a member of that WhatsApp group, you can't be a mediocre. It is naturally you become a trailblazer because some things come out every day that you can't just sit down. You will just be exceptional. So the theme for this meeting is be the best. I've shared with us that you need to think like the best. You need to give your best. Ladies and gentlemen, being the best is an attitude that you wear. Excellent, they say, is not an act, but it's an habit. It is what you do consistently. Consistency is the mark of a true champion. Let me tell you about Dr. Akim Adeshina. While he was undergraduate in Obafemi Awolowo University, he was the overall best graduating student, and he was the first person to have a distinction or a first class from agri economics. When he went to do his PhD in Purdue University, he had the best thesis in his PhD. When he was a minister under the PDP administration, he was the best minister. In his tenure, he moved on to become the African Development Bank president. In his first tenure, he was superlative that for the first time in history, he got 100% endorsement despite opposition to get a second term. Ladies and gentlemen, success is not overnight. It is over time. Being the best is not an act. It is an attitude. You need to wear it every day. You need to behave like that every day. So you need to decide today that from today, mediocrity is not part of your dictionary. Being just an average is not something you have signed up to. You need to sign to be the best among the rest. I charge you all as we go into the week that you need to give your best in everything that you do. You need to think about the best all the time. And you need to wear the attitude of the best person. Your best days are ahead of you. And I believe that you guys have all it takes to succeed. Thank you for making our time, for investing your data in this wonderful, and then for all the pro players for doing excellently well, despite the fact that this is a virtual meeting. On the WhatsApp group, we continue the conversation. We know the people that have prepared speeches to deliver in our next meeting. Thank you for coming. And with that, we've called this meeting officially to a close. Any other thing that happens after now is going to be social hangout. Thank you. Our next meeting is going to be decided on our WhatsApp group. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. We made it and we made it happen.
Yeah.
All right. So you can unmute.
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh my.
I
this was a physical meeting. Yay. Oh my God. CPS Tokwe. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, good to have you. Yes,
Good to
Ayo.
have you. I love you all.
Francis the Great, how are you doing?
Yes, so PS Kemi, Ashaolu.
Okay.
Good to have you. It's good to see you.
Good evening,
For all
everybody.
those meeting, all those record keeping.
Good evening.
So what can you guys see on your screen?
PS Hassan.
Okay, who is our
90%.
better prepared speaker for today?
Yes.
Hassan.
Okay, great.
Hassan.
All right. Thank you.
There's no light.
Thank you,
I miss
everyone.
PS.
PS boost. Come and boost us. Wow, Chris. PS Toby. How are you, sir? PS Toby. Yeah.
Yes, good evening, sir.
Yeah, good evening.
We are waiting for the boost.
You are waiting for what? For the boost. PS boost now. We can. What's happening now?
Yeah.
PS Bio Day. Wow. Hey. How is it coming out on your hand? PS Bio Day, what can you hear?
Yes, Tayo.
These are not these are grand founders.
No, this is. PS Boost has left. Oh.
Let me join you dancing.
Yeah, grouping time now. Yeah. Come now. Yeah, see. Uncle. Where's Uncle? See later that. What?
Crying now. Why is he crying?
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I can see why people are using Zoom to do birthday and to do get together. Yeah. Yes, Yanu.
Hassan.
Oppression, oppression, oppression. Oh God, when?
Yeah. All right. All right. Bye. Bye.